welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're brand new. I'm very happy that you decided to join me today for another speed build after a while, because I was on holiday, so I didn't have much time to build. But actually I started building this house before I went on holiday, so I'm talking like about 2 weeks ago or something, and I'm slow. I only did part of the exterior and the kitchen and then I left, so I didn't have time. But even if I didn't go on holiday, actually I'm kind of a slow builder. So yeah, I'm slow. I'm just slow, and apparently I cannot organize myself properly. So yeah, I've been slacking off a bit. I've been busy, and hence why there have been less videos on the channel, but hopefully I will be back with more content soon. My next video will be very exciting, and if you are an Harry Potter fan, you might enjoy it. Hopefully you will, because I'm putting a lot of time and effort into this project, and yeah, it would be great if you would like it. Obviously. But let's talk a bit about this house. This house is massive. It's really big. It may not look like it from the exterior, but actually it has... How many bedrooms does it have? I literally finished this house yesterday and I cannot even remember how many bedrooms, but it should have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And the living room is huge. Indeed, I had no idea of what to do with the space. It felt a bit overwhelming, to be honest, because I found myself having to decorate this huge living room and I had no idea of what to put there, because the interior of this house is sort of, I wouldn't say modern, but more contemporary rather than rustic. And I didn't want to put in things such as a grand piano, because in my opinion it wouldn't have fit very well. Yeah, it was kind of a struggle. Also, apologies if you can hear some background noises, but my kittens are in the room with me, as you can see probably, and they're making a mess and there's nothing I can do about it. It's not like I can kill them or something, right? Well, anyway, let's talk a bit more about this house, because my intention with this house was for it to be a generation home, but I failed at it because actually I wanted to include every age group in this house, and I failed just because I didn't have enough bedrooms. So there is a bedroom for a couple of grandparents, there is a bedroom for parents, there is a bedroom for a teen, and there is a bedroom for a couple of kids. I wanted to include a toddler room, and actually if you would really like to include it, there is room, because there are 2 beds in the kids room, so maybe if you swap one of the beds with the toddler bed, that might work actually. But I don't know, I didn't feel like it was the right thing to do for this house, so eventually I went with a couple of kids. But there is plenty of room in this house. It also has like 2 living rooms. One is the giant formal one, and then there is a more informal one. They're making a mess, which is in the sunroom actually. I am literally so obsessed with Henford and Bagley. If you are not aware of it, Henford and Bagley is the new word that came with the Cottage Living expansion pack, and it's also the main reason why I'm building in this style, because this is more of a British sort of style. Even though it's not 100% correct, obviously it's more like an inspiration. This isn't like a British whatsoever, but I wanted to go with a sort of stony home with a lot of different stone textures. And actually it's also my favorite type of cottages to build. I don't like so much wooden cottages, I very much prefer stone cottages, so this is right up my alley. I'm loving this expansion pack so much, and I would have never said it actually, because yeah, I thought I was more into a sort of modern contemporary, a bit mid-century style, but I'm finding myself enjoying so much building in this style, and I don't think I'm going to stop soon. Apart from my next video, which will be Harry Potter related, so obviously I'm not going to build cottages, but the bottom line is that I'm probably going to build more things in this style, just because finally now we have more items that could be representative of this style and that could work well with this sort of homes. So why not? I hope you're not tired of seeing these sort of houses, because I think I'm going to build more just because they are so pretty and I absolutely love them, and yeah, I'm sort of obsessed, and the world is stunning. This lot I'm building on is a 40 by 30 and it's in the Bramblewood area, I think it's called. I'm not entirely sure because I haven't studied the neighborhoods so well yet, but I'm pretty sure it's the Bramblewood area, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Well, it's the area on the top left corner where there is the amazing waterfall. It's my favorite area in this world. I want to build also in the city center sooner or later, but the issue is that the lighting is not so great there, and for a person who mainly builds to make speed builds, lighting is essential, mostly for thumbnails and so on. But I've also had a look at the other area, which is Old New Henford, I think, and while the area is gorgeous and I think it represents really well the English countryside, on the other hand it's a bit too flat, if I can say it this way, because there are no trees, and I love landscaping with trees, and so if I were to put like a house there on one of those lots, it would have a lot of trees and it wouldn't fit with the environment. So I don't know, I'll have to experiment a bit with it, I guess, but I'll figure something out, also because the area is stunning and I think it's perfect for farms in general, and I think they nailed it absolutely 100%. I am obsessed. But let's talk a bit more about this house, because there was a thing that I wanted to mention about the kids' room actually, because what you're going to see in this speed build is not what the kids' room actually looks like, because after building it, I playtested it and the top bunk wasn't working, and so I had to change a bit of things. But everything else in the house stays the same, everything else is functional. I playtested everything. And if you like this house and if you like this video, in the meantime you can leave a like and a comment, and you can also subscribe to support me. I would greatly appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you. It literally means the world to me. And if you like this house, obviously you can find it on the gallery. My ID is Giuliabuilds, as here on YouTube. Yeah, there are also the tray files in the description of the video. You will find the tray files of every single one of my builds on my Tumblr, which is also linked down below if you're curious. I haven't had properly time to play around more with this expansion pack, but I plan on doing so because I am literally obsessed. I played a bit, I played with chickens and with cows. I haven't touched the llamas yet. Actually, I would have loved to get also horses, and I know that modders are already working on like retexturing cows and llamas to have horses instead, and probably I'm going to get that mod, even though my laptop is suffering as crazy because it's not the most powerful machine out there and it struggles a bit to run The Sims 4 as it is, and I wouldn't want to load it with custom content and mods. But when it comes to horses, I am weak because I'm a veterinary student. Obviously, I love all animals, but since I was a kid, I've always loved horses, and if there is the opportunity or possibility to have them in game, I would gladly take it. My cat is eating my hand, thank you. Another thing I wanted to mention is that obviously in this build I've used the tool mod. Tool is a mod created by Twisted Maxi and I use it for a ton of things. I use it to rotate objects, to scale them up and down more precisely, to lower them or raise them up. It's such a useful mod. But you don't need it to download this house, and all the things I've rotated will stay as you see them. Also, I've used gallery art. It's CC free. Literally everyone can use it as long as they have access to the gallery. And I am obsessed because it makes a build look so much more realistic, which is what I aim for actually. I use it both as art and also as decoration because, for example, I've used the kitchen that came with the pack, but there isn't a white swatch, or better, there is, but I wanted a wooden countertop and white cabinets. And there isn't this option, it's all white. I don't understand why, and so I've used gallery art to cover up the yellow counters, which are pretty, don't get me wrong, they are super pretty. I just don't think they would fit with a more neutral color scheme, and I'm all about neutrals, so I had to cover them up. But this goes to show that you can use gallery art for literally anything. And it's so useful. I highly recommend trying it out, also because it's CC free and everyone can have it. And if you download this house, the gallery art I've used will stay there. And another thing I wanted to mention is that I'm not going to show you everything in this speed build. I had to cut a lot of things because it was way too long and it took me ages to finish it. And amongst them, all of the bathrooms except for the most interesting one, which is the one downstairs. But the other bathrooms are nothing interesting, they are practically the same but smaller, so I figured the one downstairs was the most interesting one to see and to check out. Another thing I've included in this build is a cow shed, and actually I have sort of hidden it because it didn't fit so well with this sort of style of home. It's more rustic and I wanted something a bit more, I wouldn't say modern, but something along those lines, I'd say. And so I've used a debug shell from the debug menu of Cottage Living, and I've covered the real shed up with this debug shell. And it's functional. I was super happy to find out that it's functional. It looks so much better in my opinion than the couch shed we normally have. And I'm just so happy with the overall result. And let me tell you, the debug items from this pack are drop dead gorgeous. They are so worth it. This pack is worth it only for the debug item. And all the landscape you are seeing is actually from the live edit objects, so I am pretty pleased with this house overall. I really hope you like it as well, also because we are actually at the end of this video and the tour is starting soon. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you all next week with a brand new speed build. Bye! Doody-doo. Doody-doo. Casista. Yeah. Another thing I wanted... My cat is eating my hand. Thank you. Cosa fai? Ma cosa? Bobby. No ti morde. No. I had to